Hey, so today I just want to talk about how energy works. And first of all, to preface, the reason I want to talk about this is when I see somebody say they're fighting against depression or fighting against traumatic responses or anything like that, if we're fighting against something, we are resisting it. And I feel like if people just understand how energy works, then they can make a more informed decision about how to navigate these type situations, which will bring them much more relief and success, and freedom from pain and suffering. So that's my purpose here. And, there's a lot of different ways to look at it and explain it. I'm limited by words. I'm choosing my words carefully. I'm also going to use drawings. These are just things that I'm using to present a perspective that can be utilized in order to understand what I'm trying to portray. So you don't have to take everything so technically serious. Just get the essence of what I'm saying, okay? So basically I've drawn a person here and I've put them in purple because I'm going to use purple to signify energy, and everything's energy. Our words, our thoughts, our matter, everything is made out of energy. The dense matter is just an energy that's more dense. And our thoughts, of course, are less dense. Although there's a gradient scale for all levels of density. So, something that is matter you can break with your hand and another thing you can't. A thought can feel heavier than another thought. Okay, so when we are going through life, energy is kind of just always moving through us, right? Now say there's an energy trying to move through us and we decide, no, I don't want that energy. Maybe you're resisting or rejecting a person, a thought, just something coming towards you. Now, whoops. I've got to erase this or you won't get what I'm saying. Now that resistance is going to block the energy from going past it. So, and then it tries again. So you can see how there's this buildup here of the energy on the other side of this block. But it's pushing and pushing. Now this resistance, this block, was put out by this person. This is their block. So whatever pressure is put on their block, they are going to feel. It could form in the way of anxiety or pressure on their body or something uncomfortable, a pressing thought, anything like that, okay? Another way is, say it's your own thoughts. You're having a thought, and then you decide, that's an anxious thought, I don't like it, I'm going to push it away. And now when that thought comes, it hits this wall, it hits this wall, it hits this wall, it hits this wall. See all the pressure that's building up here in the head as the resistance builds and builds and builds and builds. And maybe this person is getting headaches. So because the resistance hold back the energy actually gains more power and it starts to affect us in other ways. That's the purpose of showing you this diagram. I hope that's clear. I understand that it might be very confusing because it's not labeled and my drawing skills aren't very good. Okay. So let me think about this another way here. Now, if we decide that we're not going to resist, so we have a thought, we don't like it, but we just keep letting it go. We don't resist it. We accept that it is. So it's like I have this thought of, what if something bad happens? But instead of holding on to it, I just let it pass right through. I don't resist it. I don't tell myself I'm a bad person. I don't pay much attention to it at all. And it just passes right through. There's no resistance to it. There's nothing that's going to keep it in my energy, because it's going to flow right through. There's this saying, I think that Carl Jung was the one who quoted it. And it says, what we resist persists. And that's what's happening here, right? This is persisting because it's being resisted. Whereas this wasn't resisted and it just passed right through. So in terms of anxiety, in terms of depression, in terms of PTSD, in terms of disagreement, anything like that, if you just stop the resistance and accept what is, not only is it very logical, because it already is, so you don't have to agree with it or like it, but you have to accept it because it is. It exists. You can't deny that it exists, or you put yourself in detriment. And basically the only way to alleviate that, block now is to accept it. But once you do accept it, you're going to get all that power back that you were having to use to resist it. So it's really worthwhile. And now, say you want to accept something, but you can't. That means there's some sort of belief system holding it up, and you have to do some self-inquiry and question yourself and ask yourself why you believe that and what would be so bad about that, and really dig inside and understand yourself better in order to alleviate any of the pressure of a belief that you no longer want to hold. Okay, so this doesn't mean that you can't stand up for yourself or believe in something. It just means whatever is, if it already exists, and you don't have to resist it, that would be the most beneficial thing for you to do if you don't want to feel the burden of it. Okay, so what do you think? Do you have any questions based on the concept that I'm sharing? Please feel free to ask them in the comments section, and I will respond. I'm open to any inquiry or any other perspectives that even expand my own awareness. Again, I'm just sharing a small concept, and I'm just using these limited ways of expressing to portray the essence of the concept I'm trying to share. All right, thanks for taking a look.